Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's 4:23 Central Standard Time on November the 26th of 2017. Just wanted to spend a little time today. The Lord put on my heart this morning that needed to spend a little time talking about friends. Not really sure where this thing is going to go, but hopefully we'll cover some territory for some people and help them to get to that place where they're a little bit more understanding of what actually is entailed in being a friend and having friends. I'm not sure that I'm the right person to actually talk about this stuff because of the fact that I'm a firm believer that friendship, the way that I understand it, or deep friendship or true friendship is defined by the Gospel of John, the 15th chapter, the 13th verse, where Jesus says, "Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down his life for his friends." So having that as a backdrop for all of this, I just wanted to take some time, like I said today, to talk about friends. And the dictionary definition of friends is of a friend is a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. It is a person who is not an enemy or who is on the same side. And using that as a stepping stone, I think that, we all have friends, but friends, from my viewpoint, come in different levels. We have approximately five labels or different levels. One of them is an acquaintance, and basically an acquaintance is somebody that you're familiar with. You see them and you know them enough to be able to say hello, and to maybe make a quick comment or what have you, and both of you go on about doing whatever it is that you're doing. Then the other one is a partner, and I use the term partner because partner is somebody normally that I have something in common with. It could be a teammate or whatever. We go from there and we just keep on talking about the fact that we have this one thing in common. Then we have friends. And that level of friendship, there's probably about those kinds of people you'll normally talk to about, say roughly 30, 35, 40% of your stuff, of the stuff that you've got going on. It's not that you're having these really deep conversations, but conversations that actually get to the place where you actually get to the point where you start talking about things that you have in common, things that you understand from each other and what have you. And you just keep on going with that particular, along that vein. And eventually those are the kinds of, those kinds of relationships are the ones that end up growing. Then of course you got close friends, and I consider close friends people that I would tell, somewhere in the neighborhood of about, 60 to 70% of my stuff. Those are people that you can talk to a little more in depth about things and things that are going on. And you end up talking to them about, it's far more than just superficial conversation. And then, of course, there's your close friends. And I got some friends that, that you'll tell maybe about, 85 to 90% of your stuff. And those folks are people that you get along with, you have fun with, you laugh and you joke and what have you, and it's a pretty good deal. And then of course, then there's your besties, or as they call them now, your best friends. And of those, I'm just being real honest about it. I don't think that anybody. My personal opinion is that anybody that has more than 3 close friends is to be honest about it, is probably telling a lie. Because the thing is that I don't know of anybody that's got more than 3 people that they will tell probably, say 97% of the stuff that they've got going on or that's going on in their lives, and would share with that kind of level of intimacy and detail as to what it is that's going on. Now, I will go on to say that as far as it goes, as far as best friends are concerned, for those of you that are married, if your marriage is going to be successful, then one of those besties in all likelihood needs to be your spouse. And then there's this brand new category, and I'm still trying to figure out what in the world that all means. It just seems like a real fancy label for a real hot mess, and that's friends with benefits. And according to the research that I've done, that's a relationship where the two people normally of the opposite sex are hooking up just primarily for sex. They talk about they may have they do have friendships, but it's basically a friendship that actually revolves around sex. I don't know how you do that without becoming emotionally involved and attached, but that's not where I'm coming from today. So, when we're talking about these levels of friendship, like I said, then of course there's the friendship that you have with God. God knows all of your stuff. So you don't have any choice but when you get down on your knees to tell him everything that's going on, and then to ask for forgiveness for whatever it is that's going on that's not right. The thing about friendships is that they're based on some things. First off, one of the things that has to happen is that you actually have to like the person that you're trying to be friends with. That means that you have a kind of attachment, an affection for them that goes beyond just being able to say, hi, how are you? There's some things that normally happen with the liking part. Sometimes in liking somebody, you like somebody more than they like you. Depends on what it is that each of the parties is looking for. So the thing about that is that one of the other things that happens with friendships is that over time you learn how to trust each other. And more importantly, the one of the more important things is that as this is going on, as far as having friends are concerned, is that you learn to accept each other's faults. And the reason why and because of that, you become a little bit more tolerant of each other. And you also are able, because in having taken that just a little step further, one of the things that happens about accepting each other's faults is being able to label those faults. So sometimes, a lot of times, the best thing about having a friendship is that when you have a friendship, is that person able to tell you the truth? And are you willing to accept that truth regardless of how painful that truth might be? That's always a really big issue as far as friendships are concerned, because sometimes you'll do something that is absolutely annoying to your friend, and if your friend doesn't have the ability to tell you that you're annoying them, then the thing is that that friendship gets bruised rather quickly. The other thing about friendships is that you learn to believe in each other. Not only do you trust each other, but you learn to believe in each other. One of the things that happens along with that belief is the fact that when you believe in each other, there's a real sense of honesty as far as honesty and openness as far as your friendships are concerned. So the thing is that as we're going along with that, and because of that openness and honesty, you're able to share what's going on with life. You're able to take and to give criticism. You're able to share experiences. You're able to share solutions. You're able to brainstorm because of the fact that you understand that this person has a genuine affection and love for you. So then of course the last thing that I wanted to discuss really quick was that the opposite of a friend is an enemy. And the thing about it is that if you can't, as in the movie A Few Good Men, what happens when you can't handle the truth? Galatians 4:16 says it this way: therefore have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth. And see, the thing is that when we know that there's somebody that cares about us, somebody that loves us for who we are, and is able to express that love, that affection without having any other motive than just the pleasure of our company, that is a person that we could definitely call a friend. Now, again, like I said, there are levels of friendship, and like I said, for those of us that understand what Jesus is saying, you have to understand that Jesus' discourse took place the night that he was getting ready to die. And he said that he was, and in talking to the disciples, he said, greater love hath no man than this, that a man would lay down his life for his friends. Are you willing to die for your friendship? And I mean that both literally and as well as figuratively, because the thing about having friendships is that there's some parts of you that you have to put in abeyance in order for you to be able to get to that place where you all come to a mutual understanding. There's some things in you, there's some things in you, some pride and some ego and other things along that line that you have to that you have to stamp down, or at least work on, be willing to get rid of, in order to come to that place where you're able to deal effectively with each other. So again, like I said, I'm probably not the greatest person to be talking to anybody about friendship, but this is what God gave me today. Hope you had a wonderful and blessed day. God bless, and we'll talk to you later.